IBAT is a not-for-profit public charitable trust. Over a period of time, we have grown into a think tank that aims to provide a platform for policymakers, technologists, academicians, and industry leaders. So we get together, and what's the purpose? We debate, we discuss, and we share our views. While doing that, we cover a broad range of topics like contemporary management, technical issues, geopolitical issues, and also economic issues. So for today, I would like to invite Mr. Rajaram Shetty, who is a chartered accountant for the last 4 decades. I would like to invite him here, and we will listen to him and get his views on how this interesting group of 12 people have got together and how we will be using this think tank to share our ideas.
We got here people of eminence who are in their own way build their future. Once Abraham Lincoln said, you can predict your future provided you create it. So these people are created, and their journey of life actually should be visualized by all people, especially younger generation. You are welcome here. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
So about our next speaker, Mr. Balakrishna Maddodi, he's going to be speaking about his tryst with tree replantation. To be without trees, in the most literal way, would be to be without our roots. Our next speaker has a very special connection with nature and trees. He is a geologist, an environmentalist, and in addition to that, he is also a social worker. He is responsible for a lot of tree transplants across the Udupi district. He is also a Udupi district Karnataka Rajyotsava awardee. It's a known fact that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Let's hear about how our next speaker is planning to use tree replantation and what steps he is taking to make this place a better, make this world a better place for the next generation. Mr. Maddodi.
Hi everyone. Someone sitting in a hot sun who is in search of a shadow will move towards a tree that is given shelter. We don't know who planted that tree years before, but without knowing who it is, it has given a wonderful shelter, shadow, and calmed down his journey towards his destiny. This is a story of a tree which can be related to our age that we move into. A tree that was fallen in the main road of Udupi district one day because of the climate change. The uprooted tree was asked by the Department of Forests, because we have a tendency to cut down the trees whenever it is not useful to us. While I was traveling on that path, I saw a huge tree, maybe 100 years old, which was just trying to be branched out by the department, and felt very sorry, and I related myself whether we will also be going to the same stage one day. Realizing the end, I requested the Department of Forest if it can be replanted. They told, yes, it can be replanted, but if you take the responsibility. I talked to some of the administrators where I was working with and motivated them, convinced them that this tree will stay back. With a lot of NGOs who are interested with the tree replantation, with lot of like-minded persons and also with the support of some of the institutions in and around. So we took it as a challenge and tried to lift this tree with lot of publicity, just because we wanted to tell that trees cannot be left out as it is. It should be taken care. A huge tree, what we call as a mature tree, which can be hugged in our arm, which liberates oxygen every day, is sufficient for 4 members of my family. That is the truth. During the pandemic, we might have witnessed, if there is no oxygen, what would be the result? If there is no water, what would be the result? If there is no biodiversity, what would be the result? So, such a huge tree we were able to replant at the campus. My dear friends, it is just not about the tree, it is just about our life. Can we imagine ourselves without oxygen? Can we imagine ourselves without water? No. And you can understand the amount of resource, the natural resource, what we get it from nature free of cost. So that is the importance of the environment where I am going to stay. Maybe at the resource energy, whatever I am going to generate, if I am having a 1 acre of land and I can plant about 1,000 trees, it will accumulate 4 lakh liter of water for an annual for my use. Should we not take care of such environment? Should we not take care of that tree which is dependent on me and I am dependent on the same tree? Yes, environment, tree, biodiversity, flowers, birds, insects, worms, these all are a part of our life. So we took it as a challenge and we planted that tree at the campus, and today proudly I am able to share with you that tree is growing more than 15 to 20 feet with rich of greenery in and around. 450 kg of oxygen is liberated in and around, which will bring down the global temperature. 16,000 trees that were chopped out during the construction of the national highway in a small area. You imagine the amount of oxygen that went off along with the trees. The amount of carbon dioxide, the amount of the effluents that have been thrown out by the fossil fuels. Imagine the temperature that increased, which was just 32, 33 degree, which has reached about 38, 40 degree in and around this area. That is the richness of the trees, plants, etc. After lifting one tree and seeing that it has taken care and it has come out with the same originality, then we requested the forest department on the construction of one of the state highway here, national highway here. So there were about 149 trees that were plotted out to be chopped out. We talked to them, we discussed with them. A group of team went to them and requested, and we went for the resurvey, and inside, between the roads, not on the roads, between the roads, whatever the trees that were existing, we tried to replant. 82 trees were surviving. Today also they are surviving because we were able to replot the road along with the National Highway and the Department of Forest. And whichever trees that could have been replaced, we tried to replace in a location where it is survived. My dear friends, today we can see more than 9 trees. It may be a small number, but 9 trees, you imagine, which has been just to chopped out and would have been a forest items for preparing some of the furnitures, or it would have been going to be an ash in few seconds after burning, are still on the same road, growing and having a smile, telling that you people saved our life. The trees which saved our life, the trees which supplied the important oxygen what we wanted, the trees which declined the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, in the environment, the trees which helped for the global change, bringing down the climate change, so are taken care in this area at today present also. So that is the richness of the environment that what we are able to have. We should be motivated to see that the trees are looked after. The trees what I am going to see today is not planted by me. It is planted by someone thinking that that tree that was sampled at that age, they had a vision telling that my youngsters, my next generation, my surrounding, my environment, my people will enjoy the tree with the same enjoyment what I am going to have. Is it not true that I should also leave the same tree for my next generation? Because if there is no trees, if you are able to take some plants and in the pots, that may not be enough to take a shelter during the hot sun. So we should be able to pledge ourselves. We should be able to have an oath telling that this is my tree. As some speaker said already, if I am able to sample one sapling now, maybe after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, would have been a tree, and we would have spent our life with a beautiful environment, the green environment, which relaxes my stress, which will give extra amount of energy, which will keep away my diseases, which will enrich with the pure water for drinking, and probably if I am able to live in the same environment, I may not be able to go to hospital till I have my last breath. So this is the richness what an environment gives us about. This is the richness what a tree gives us for our survival. We learn a lot of things. Have you ever spoken to a tree? I speak to the trees. You might have a hug with a boy or a girl, which may give a pleasure for a few minutes, for a few seconds. Hug a tree for some time, so you will have that relationship with the tree forever. You will build a strong love and affection with the tree forever. We will have that amount of energy that is given by the tree, which will nourish our life for the next generation also. So that should be our way of life to take. We should be able to take this life further with the same amount of trees that are left out. Take care of it. If you are able to take care of the tree, tree will take care of you. Not only you, it will take care of our next generation also. Thank you. We will pledge. We will take care of the tree forever.
Thank you, dear friends, for watching this episode of iTALK. iTALK is an event that was brought to you by iBack, the think tank, in association with U-Channel. This edition of iTALK tried to bring in 12 thinkers, doers and idea generators from diverse fields on a single platform. I hope you will watch and listen to our 11 other speakers too and enjoy it. If you have liked our program, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on subscribe button. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, dear friends.